Good evening, Wasters. Welcome to the second episode of Nuked, a role-playing game we're going to play online for y'all and for each other. Today we have a special guest. Our special guest is Todd Stashwick. You may know him from shows like 12 Monkeys, Kim Possible, Gotham, Supernatural, or Heroes. So, astounding nerd cred, a hell of a guy, great gamer, and looking forward to playing with him shortly. And we have three of our regulars as well. Colt, let's start.
In the wasted world, we live in the ruins of the past. Remnants of what has gone before persist in countless ways, from billboards for products that haven't been available for over a century to arenas for games that are no longer played. Seldom does the past have the opportunity to speak directly to us, but that is exactly what our wanderers experienced in their latest adventure. They had sought out a storage facility in an industrial park, hoping to find valuable salvage there. A Torg tribe had gotten there first and found a cache of cryogenic storage pods. Only one still contained a living subject, a scientist who had been frozen before the thaw. Something about how she was preserved allowed her to communicate with anyone nearby telepathically while she slept. The team found the Trogs building some kind of machine, having been directed by the scientist. Lord Navad was able to communicate with her directly and learned that she had no idea how much time had passed and that she had detected the Angel's ships before she was frozen. The scientist then possessed B, who completed the machine. When they turned the machine on, it output a code and shut down the cryopod. As the scientist died, she was able to communicate that it was coordinates for one of the Angel's ships, and that a tracking code could also be a targeting code, implying a way to strike back. She left them with the words Stedman Heights Station, a military base. Our wanderers now have something that may be incredibly valuable, but before they can decide what to do with it, they need to find a weapon that can be used to target the Angel ship and confirm that it will work. That means breaking into the military base. No small thing. To get the job done, they are going to need some help.
Navad, Erik, Torg, the three of you are on your way to a dangerous, notorious bar called the Ninth Life. You have with you 1,000 volts, you'll need to decide who has it, and 20 chunks of electronic salvage. This is stuff that you gained from your successful raid on the first cryogenic facility, the one that resulted in you trying to raid the second, only to encounter the Trogs and their mysterious machine. So who's got the volts, who's got the chunks? So a chunk of electronic salvage, 20 chunks would be about 5 messenger bags or a couple of backpacks.
Sounds like a Torg thing.
Oh, you just put it in an extra big backpack and just give it to Torg?
Oh, that makes sense. Torg very strong. Torg,
yeah, with your
Torg
size
can
and
carry
shape.
like house on shoulder.
So you probably also got all those batteries too, right? So you just got like a military style large frame backpack.
Yeah.
That makes the most sense to Torg.
Okay, so it's pretty clear if you weren't terrifying, you're very muggable. You're like walking down the street in Chicago with dollar bills hanging out of your pocket.
Right.
It's pretty clear that you've got all the loot.
But due to Torg's size and appearance, no one dare tackle Torg.
Good luck.
And take them down.
You get what you get.
So you've been traveling for several days, having decided that you don't know exactly what you're going to do with the code, but until you know exactly what it will do, you don't know if you want to use it or sell it. You don't know its value. You only know that it seems like it could be incredibly valuable. So you've come here at the urging of your good buddy Erik. And up ahead, after several days of travel, and you actually had to live through a fire spout, which was absolutely no fun, but you managed it. You're only your ponytail, Torg, got a little damage.
Ooh.
So Torg was furious for a day or two, but you survived. And in the distance, you see the dive bar on the corner. It's the kind of place where this would have been like a strip mall at the intersection of a highway and like a smaller, like a route road. And you can see from a distance, it has, this is hundreds of years old. Well, hundreds is exaggerating. Very old. The idea of the line of motorcycles being the way you can tell a dangerous dive bar. You can see that at a distance, and you can see that was once an Ace Hardware sign has been modified with a simple depiction of a cat and a 9. And Navad turns to Erik and says,
"So, okay, who is this guy?"
Man, I told you once. I'm going to tell you one more time. It's Tiber Fane. We did a job together a few years back. He ended up getting gut shot. I took care of him. He owes me a favor.
How do Torg and Torg friend know that he fam friend?
Let's just put it to you this way.
Is he trust? You know Torg only hang out with trust. I mean, you fam, so if you say trust, Torg trust. But again, Torg not know. Torg must know.
I will vouch for this gentleman myself.
Okay, Torg trust. Torg trust you.
But he got gut shot. Why will he trust you and us?
The only reason he's still drawing breath on this earth is because I took care of him.
Oh, you saved his life.
I did.
Oh, okay. you not shot in gut.
Other people have guns. It was not me.
Torg understand now.
With that, you cross under the highway and approach the 9th flight. So you will notice, and I will say this also for our guests who may not be aware of this, when it's dark and spooky back here, the group has bad karma. When bad karma is dominant, I can force you to reroll a die if I like, or I can bring in a negative, harmful plot twist. If I do that, I will change the screen to this, which is good karma. When there's good karma back here, any one of you, whenever you choose to, can re-roll a roll that you want to roll, or you can ask for a positive plot twist, which will then turn it back to negative karma, bad karma. So we're going to begin on bad karma, only because you're approaching the 9th life and the place looks like a bad karma kind of place. So out front, there's a woman. Diminutive is probably a thing she gets called too much, probably annoys her. She's a little short, but let's not, exaggerate the point. She's the most distinctive thing about her is her outsized cyber arm. So cybernetics do exist in this setting. They're reasonably rare because when the fall came, they were largely incredibly expensive casual upgrades for people with money, or they were military. So there's not a lot of it around. The thing she's wearing is not made for like a 5'3" person. It was built for like a big military dude. So her arm proportionally looks like one of Erik's kind of goblin monkey arms. Like it's down past her knee.
It's a little
also, the hand is almost the size of Torg's hand.
Oh,
and
man.
She appears to be the doorman. The door person.
Why don't you let me handle this?
So Erik, since you're stepping to the fore, let's get a description of what you look like, my friend.
I'm short, but I would not call myself abnormally short. Stockily built, very hairy, long gorilla arms. That is my mutation. I have a third eye, which I occasionally wear an eye patch on to keep sure that I am seeing in 3 dimensions and not 5. And I'm brightly dressed because I'm a faster and better shooter than everybody else and do not give a shit if anybody sees me first.
Did you just gloss over the fact that you're a goblin?
I mean, let's not get pejorative.
Yeah, but from a narrative position, I think
yes,
it's hard to.
I am a goblin. Erik is a goblin.
I hate to be all racist about it, but you're clearly a pointy-eared, green-skinned goblin.
That is true.
All right. I mean, I wouldn't say that to you at a party. It would be rude, but it's a fact. So you come rolling up on the door person. What's your tone? Is it casual?
Very casual.
Okay.
My assumption is that I've been here before, so I'm gonna.
Here, no.
No, never here.
You just heard that he was seen here.
Then let me say that even though I've never been here, I've been to 100 places exactly like this, and I know what the vibe is.
Absolutely true. So you come up casually. She stands. She's got one of those little stools that you have sit on. She flexes artificial muscles on the big hand. She has no visible weapons, either ranged or close. Funny feeling she just relies on that slugger she's wearing.
Yeah.
Good evening. You're here to drink, but you're not going to cause problems?
No problems, ma'am. So Eric's going to open his jacket to show Karen off, just to show her what he's got. Not as a threatening maneuver, but just to as like a show of goodwill, basically. Like,
so I'm
not concealing anything.
Behind her, she has one of those things that's got the door. It's like for locking up weapons.
Mm-hmm.
The weapons in it have spider webs on them.
Okay.
So I think they don't use it much. It's kind of there if she feels like she has to take a weapon from someone. So it doesn't seem to be policy. So A, you're going to get to keep your weapons, but B, that means there's a lot of weapons in there.
Okay.
All right, so who's behind you? Is it Navad or Torg?
I think I'm next. Probably Torg is bringing up the rear. And
are you approaching as a party, or are you making any kind of effort to appear individual?
I'm kind of hovering. I want to hover behind Erik so that it's clear that I'm with him, but also not so close as to, be glommy or whatever. I do not want to introduce myself separately.
Okay.
I'm hoping to kind of get in with Erik.
Okay, so you want to be his entourage.
Is underage still a thing now, or is it like because he's 17 years old?
Only from a point of view of you might get shit in a place like this with a kid. Like the person might say, "Who's the kid?" Right? But obviously, there's no law. So what do you look like, Navad?
So I'm like about 6'4", 6'5", super scrawny, maybe like 130 pounds. So rail thin. I'm a mage, which I'm about 17 years old, give or take. Hard to say. He doesn't exactly know. Mages in this world are basically magic is a testimony to people's ability to use their willpower to bend reality to how they see it. So there's lots of different styles and approaches, and everybody's got kind of a unique flavor. He's kind of a he's got his little emo haircut and wizard robes, but a denim jacket too. So
we're gonna say that Torg strikes up a conversation with a woman at the bar at the door.
Oh, nice.
She introduces herself like, "Yeah, people just call me Hammer," and they hit it off quick and they start having a conversation. So the two of you enter. He does not question Navad or ask you to introduce yourself. She just waves you past if you're with Erik. Gives you like a little bit of an eyebrow up because this is clearly a tough place and you don't look like the kind of dude that hangs out in a place like this. So, but doesn't question it because Erik obviously is moving like he does belong. So you enter. The place is hopping. There's a fair number of people in here. And because there isn't a settlement within half a day, people have come here. So again, Erik, who lives in this kind of world, you know that means that people have traveled, which means they're here for business. Like they're here to do deals, they're here to meet people, here to pick up work. It's not the kind of place that you go to hear a band. So you just kind of walk in and kind of intentionally give a look without looking like you're giving a look. And you start looking for your friend.
How many people are in the bar?
You don't have an exact number, but a couple of dozen at least.
And how much would it cost me to buy the whole bar around?
Oh, you've got it. I mean, it's going to be like a couple of volts a drink. Like if you're willing to drop down like 40, 50 volts, you can buy the bar drink.
Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to do.
Okay, so you head up to the bar. The bartender is actually a pure. For those who don't know, a pure is a pure strain human. Is somebody who is not at all mutated. And he's wearing a tight bodysuit and cat ears. So kind of playing up the I'm cute and pure and untouched thing.
Mhm.
And obviously has admirers at the bar. Oh, hey, Purple Rain.
Wow. You'd be among the first people to ever get that right.
I love old music. I don't think they're making anything good anymore.
Man, you're right. I don't think they're making anything anymore, really.
Oh, they are.
Well,
There's
not for me.
Tone shift and stuff you won't believe. How can I
Yeah,
help?
I'm good with the oldies. The next round is on me.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. And he gets up on the bar and does like almost a Coyote Ugly thing and rings a bell that's hanging. What's your name?
Erik.
Everybody, my good friend Erik here is brought around. And then everybody says with him, for the house. And there's a big cheer. And you can immediately see the only person that didn't partake in the ritual is the man you're looking for. So it kind of immediately makes him stand out as not a regular. So you look across the room, and were we shooting this, we'd get the switch to Erik's point of view and then the pull in, which will show Tiber Fane. Tiber Fane is sitting alone in the corner of the bar, kind of like the traditional corner of the bar dangerous guy seat. What does Mr. Fane look like?
Right now, you can't tell what he looks like. What you can tell is what he's wearing. You can tell he too is a fan of the old music.
Mm.
He wears a leather duster. He's got various accoutrements on him, gear that he could have quick access to. But what's most striking about him right now, behind his terribly fashionable shades, is he doesn't really have a face. His face is featureless beneath these glasses. So in order to, you would not be able to pick him out in the crowd other than the fact that he's featureless. You wouldn't be able to identify him. Sort of like Odo right now from Deep Space Nine. It's a very smooth, unidentifiable face at this moment.
Yeah, from a distance, if you weren't paying attention, it might read like a pullover mask. But when you get closer, you see that skin, which has got to look just creepy as hell.
It's awful. And then but then on top of that, to add a further level of incognito, he has some choice vintage aviators on that there's a whole story as to how he got those that we need not go into right now.
Everything he's wearing, by the way, you can see from a distance, is expensive.
Yeah.
Like you can see even like he's got the t-shirt, and under that, he's got some kind of ballistic weave armor. And if you're wearing it under a t-shirt, it's the expensive stuff.
Yeah.
So that says something about the kind of...
It's the equivalent of mithril beneath his shirt. So he is drinking the above the shelf whiskey, which isn't even on the shelf. Literally, Cat Ears has to go up a ladder, open a latch, and get it out so that he can drink from this.
So we will say that you're drinking actual whiskey. So you've got a proper bottle. Most of the people here are drinking something called ferment, which you just don't ask questions about. They just, do you want ferment? Just pour it.
I've got a bottle of Pappy, so you can imagine. Can imagine.
So
Pappy
is it the 180-year aged?
At this point, it was before it became a wasteland. So now it's
It comes out like syrup, but it's of the gods.
No, yeah.
So the two of you work your way to that table, yeah?
Yeah.
So Torg, you're outside. I'll get back to you in a second. We decided you made friends with the door person. So the two of you are talking about the life of very tough women She's decided to view you in a binary way, not quite getting it, but you're, like, that's a great weapon. Did you make that? And so you're talking. So the two of you make your way up.
He make Torg feel like lady. Remember, Torg lady, Torg man, Torg they, Torg all.
She has very much, her name is Hammer, and she is very much like a, oh, thank God I deal with testosterone all day, and have to do a lot of facing people down because they feel they have to front to her.
Yes.
So someone coming in with any estrogen at all is like a breath of fresh air for her.
Oh, Torg also very relieved to see fellow strong warrior.
So I don't know if you heard the description, but she's like a 5'2" woman, about 38, but her cyber arm on one side
Yes,
is built
exactly.
like a 6'2" dude.
Right.
So, all right. So the Nevada and Erik head over to Tiber. On the way by, people will like clap Erik on the back. Thank you, man. I owe you. Next one's on me. And there is so I could almost fall back on the wretched hive of scum and villainy trope, but it's a little more professional than that. Like, definitely the vibe is, this is people meeting up for business. So it's not quite as wretched as that.
Run by a club kid.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly. Well,
Michael
and
Alec is running the bar.
Yeah, it's Party Monster, but mixed with the Godfather.
the Tiber would have heard that because he's been here for a while. So I gave you in your notes why you're here. You looked into the place. You've heard the Ninth Life is run by Mr. Whiskers. Mr. Whiskers is an ultra cat. Ultra cats were genetically engineered when a lot of the pets died before the fall, and was a superior, nearly immortal cat. And apparently some of them survived and are now very intelligent because they're all over 100 years old. And one of them runs this bar, is what you
I'm gonna say the fall occurred because we started engineering things like that.
That's certainly,
We had it coming.
we'll try not to feed back into the real world and like Home Baby. There's echoes of that here because we wouldn't want to get political. Jesus.
So do ultra cats walk on their hind legs, or they're like a four-legged feline? They're just hyper intelligent.
Some
walk on their hind legs.
Some want to be like people.
Or like Salem from Sabrina.
Yes.
Or like the cat returns or something. Okay.
And being genetically engineered, speech doesn't always come with. So some of them get cybernetic voice boxes.
Okay.
Some of them end up telepathic. You don't know about Mr. Whiskers. All you know is he supposedly runs this place, and obviously likes beautiful boys in cat outfits. Because
who doesn't?
Torg was gotta say same.
Fair point, Erik. All right, so Mr. Fane, you were here looking for people that work for someone you've been looking for a long time. And you've heard this is a place where you can start to pick up the threads of that investigation and maybe taste a little of that sweet, sweet revenge. And as you're waiting here, completely out of the blue and unexpectedly, your old friend Erik wanders. You hear that he's bought around for the bar, and there he is.
Well, I look up, and it's not a sight I expected to see passing through this bar. And I have equal parts affection and disdain for this man, because I recognize the debt that I owe him, and I resent the debt that I owe him. But when you owe a life debt to somebody, there is part of you, the primal part of you, that reacts positively to them because they represent a life-saving factor. So without hesitation, and in spite of myself, he Spielberg crumples the glasses off his head, and his facial features immediately return to his actual features. So his mutation recedes, and we see kind of like a painfully attractive man with like unfair green eyes, and it's not his fault. It's just like the roll of the dice. You get that. It's not his fault. But these devastating powder blue green eyes that he has shoot up at Erik, and he tries to bury the smile because it is good to see his old chum, and then immediately tries to regain his composure, takes a sip from his pappy, and gives a frat guy nod.
Erik, recognizing that this is a major effort and really kind of being happy to see somebody that owes him something, but also having that power that comes with not having asked for the thing that you're about to ask for, and knows that he has that ability, just lifts his third eye patch and winks with his third eye at Tiber and says, "You look alive."
I'd say no thanks to you, but I'd be lying.
I know.
Have a seat, my friend.
Absolutely. You got
it. And then he stops and puts a finger up to Navad, and he goes, "Is he here carrying your water?"
He's a good kid.
Well, I can see that he's a kid. Whether he's good or not is yet to be proven.
I can do stuff with my face too.
So you're saying you do face stuff?
Yeah, I do face stuff. And I do the cantrip, and I put my death head on to just, give a little.
Okay, so he
be part of the party
and kind of does like a Ghost Rider-y kind of a thing. It looks like he has a death mask for a moment. Give me a will. Let's go ahead and use a couple of game mechanics. Tiber, give me a willpower save.
So let me just, okay, so I get 3 of those. Okay. I got a 5 on one of those.
So you get a partial success.
A partial success.
So that was to hide your reaction.
Mm-hmm.
You can't completely hide the fact that it's a little surprising they had a death mask.
Right. So the pappy backs up in my throat for a sec.
Yeah.
And I push it back down and I say, "Nice party trick, kid."
Thanks.
Can I just kind of put my hand on Navad's chest and be like, "Not here"?
Okay, fine. This is your guy though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
there's a room in the back if you want to do more face stuff.
I'm going to go ahead and use this. I've invoked the negative karma. People in the room noticed Navad use magic.
Oh, God damn it. I'm stupid. Stupid.
So is Navad literally doing that?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I pick up on the fact that people are looking at us now because, Erik.
Oh, yeah. Like a third
Erik
of the room.
was like, "God, dude, he didn't think past that second step. He just wanted to show off."
Is Torg close?
Sorry, so who close?
Is Torg close by?
Torg is actually just outside at the entrance.
Got it.
However,
bar away.
I was going to say that Torg sees somebody leave the bar going, "Oh my gosh, somebody's doing magic in there. This is too crazy for me." And Torg immediately knows that Navad is up to no good and realizes that Torg should get inside to join friends.
If you're invoking plot twist, you're invoking the karma, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so you use your karma to summon Torg.
Oh, okay.
That seemed to be pretty good use.
We went bad karma, good karma. Now we're back to bad karma.
Yep.
Okay.
So the result is.
But Torg comes in, yeah.
Torg enters the room. What does Torg look like? Because there's no way Tiber will not notice Torg entering the room.
Very, very true. Torg, to remind everybody, has an absolutely glorious long rainbow braid that is all natural thanks to radiation. So no hair dye needed for this Mr. And Torg also has see-through eyes and see-through lips and can occasionally reflect the atmosphere around them. Torg is like 7'5", big, tall person, but very like strong but narrow. So like strong, tall building. So like incredibly broad-shouldered and big and large, but weirdly slim, if that makes sense.
I imagine Torg being shaped like a V.
Yes.
Like super muscular, and then like your hips are like no bigger probably than your own actual hips.
So drawn by Rob Liefeld.
Yes.
Not as many pouches though.
Okay.
Right, not as many pouches.
And better feet.
Torg has a penchant for members only leather 80s jackets. Torg also carries, if everyone remember, old ears of enemies as to honor them. However, they have dried and no longer smell like dead flesh, which is why Torg stopped chopping off ears, because constantly went around smelling like dead flesh. So these are very old ear trophies that Torg uses because Torg values every battle, and this is to honor the lives that Torg has taken. Torg at heart and soul, a very peaceful, good person, but Torg know that Torg must use Torg strength to get through.
Better if I can get familiar with the way.
What was that?
You guys heard that too?
I heard it too.
Yeah, what was that?
I think maybe it's Hammer's arm.
Yeah. So Torg will come in, and at your height, there's no way Torg is not going to be able to see Navad.
So
Exactly.
Across the bar, Navad's sitting with Erik and someone you don't know.
So Tiber looks up and sees this building enter the building and says, wild guess, Erik. They're trucking with you?
Yeah, it's a friend.
Mm.
Oh, by the way, Hammer would have asked you to leave the cinder block on a stick, and she would have apologized. Like, if it was a normal weapon that you could holster, but I'm sorry. I dig you, but it's a cinder block on a stick. So if you leave that here with me, I promise I'll take good care of it. So
Torg fully understands.
So though that Torg is never without a weapon because Torg has the gun show. Okay, so Torg joins the group. Erik, want to tell the man why you're here?
Maybe we should head to that back room you were talking about.
A lot of face stuff going on back there.
I like face stuff.
Yeah,
Torg feel like Torg missed something.
You catch up. We're going to do a whole bunch of face stuff together in a back room.
So
Torg likes face stuff. Torg also like your style, new friend.
Tiber has clearly spent a good deal of money in this bar.
Yeah.
And he stands up and he puts his sunglasses back on, and he makes it he rounds the corner and he nods to Catboy that he's going in the back room. He's spent enough that he's flexing a little bit to go into an area that might otherwise need a little bit of permission.
So his name is Dixon.
Dixon.
You head that direction to find out if it's clear.
Yeah.
As you do, I need you to make a notice check for me.
Okay. Okay. Hang on. There we go. That's a sound, and no, not even one.
So the only other person this would matter for is Erik. Erik, I need at this point an awareness check.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, quite aware.
Okay. So into the bar walks a big man, built like an aging bodybuilder who's let himself go. So there's a very specific way those guys look. They're like kind of built, but not. He moves with the confidence of a man who's been in dangerous places long enough for them not to concern him. It is Bamafet. He is the man that's responsible for what happened. He is flanked.
What's his name?
Bamafet.
Well, he's flanked by two Stanishu thugs. So I'm going to need only from Erik a speed roll, please.
All right. I'm adding these up, right?
I hate to do this to you, but they noticed you first.
Oh, you bad karma having son of a bitch. You want me to add up my speeds?
Well, man, you handed it back to me. Yeah, add up. When you roll speed, you roll all the dice and add them together, and that's your initiative.
I did. So 22, 23, 33.
So it's like 33 Gs. Speed being the how fast you act in combat, and that's kind of Erik's thing. So for people that don't know the system, and that's pretty much everybody at this point, the difference between notice and awareness. Notice is I see a thing. Awareness is kind of that danger sense, like situational combat awareness, the am I surprised thing.
The thing that I failed at rolling.
So you failed to notice them come in and just see them, which might have given you a standoff. They then saw you. Erik then has a chance, because he knows what this guy looks like, to figure out badness is about to happen. Then you roll, and with a 33, you go first. You see Bemafet saying kill them, but you act before anybody because you're Erik.
Well, then
what do you
this
do?
would be a good chance for me to double shot this situation. I can only do it once, so I'm going to try it now.
Okay. And you're not worried about the thugs. You just want Bemafet, right?
Yep.
Okay. So the ranges are close, near, far, and distant. Everything in the bar is either close when somebody's right by you or near the entire bar. There is nothing far within the bar, so you're going to be one die down because rifles are not built to shoot like right over here, like across the street. They're built for the guy on the other building.
Did you explain near and far with the voice of Grover?
I built a graphic, and we figured out we couldn't use it, but yeah.
We could do it with the bare naked ladies if we wanted to as well. They do that quite a lot.
That's true.
I'm
Okay,
just
so
waiting.
open fire. You can try to double shot Bemafet.
I rolled 5 ones.
Oh, baby.
So that counts, right? That counts.
Yeah, that's a unique, like the snake eye modifier, right? That's the best possible roll.
So I hate to lean on karma this quick, but it is currently good karma. You could call for a reroll, but you'd be handing bad karma back to me. You're starting to see
I'm gonna
how this
reroll.
goes.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Reroll.
Okay.
That's my Erik. That's my Erik right there.
Oh, and I got 2 6s and 2 5s, so it was an
It's a
excellently
double
well
shot.
reroll.
Well karma'd, Mr. Erik.
Thank you so much.
His armor
Thank you,
is
baby.
3 points against firearms. So every damage die that rolls a 3 or higher scores 1 point of damage. 6s are crits. Every 6 gets re-rolled. They explode.
Yep. 1, 2, 3 points of damage, no crits.
Okay, and you're doing this twice because you got a double shot.
Oh, right, because double shot.
And double shot is a maneuver that Erik has that's a feat because he's gotten around.
I'll
Now I
join him.
have 3 more, but 2 of them are 6s. So roll them again.
Yep.
And 2 more there.
Okay, so when you get a crit, so if you rolled the 3 and then 2 are 6s, you re-roll the 2 that were 6s. And then if they come up 6, you can roll them again until you don't roll 6s.
Yeah, they didn't. They were a 3 and a 4.
Okay, all right, so you get the 3 points. The crit for Karen is what, 3?
Yes.
So that's 9 more points of damage, sir. So you've done 12 to him in 1 round.
Woo!
The good news is that's a fuckload of damage. The bad news is it's not enough. He jumps back. He has a special ability that allows him to get behind his bodyguards.
We call it the flashback move.
Yep. The thugs do what they're hired to do. They pull submachine guns out from under their coats, and they're going to open fire on Erik. Because the order was kill them, but it's not clear they know who them is.
And I just put a big target on myself.
Yeah, when you're using mooks like this, they attack as a group. They're also going full auto with the guns, which means they get full success when they get a near miss, but they will...
Quick, Ghost Rider face.
Death's head balloon, quick!
It's really seriously, you're right that it's a party trick. I ain't gonna do shit with the death head face.
You might make them puke up their pappy.
I got some special stuff but Torg's probably gonna punch him first. So.
What's your defense against firearms, sir?
4.
4, okay. I got only 1 hit on you, sir. 1 point. So they open fire, and I assume Erik jumps back, and there's glasses and tables and.
Can I laugh?
Sure. All right. So because everyone else is technically surprised, that would have been a surprise round. The second round, we're going to do initiatives for everybody else. You keep your 35, Erik. So everybody else is going to roll your speed. For this, just roll that many dice and add them together.
Forgive me for not knowing where to look for my speed. Oh, there it is.
To the left is your combat summary.
So it says 8. And so what does that mean?
8d6 and add them up.
8d6.
Dice,
Oh, and I
baby.
only grabbed 6. I didn't realize I needed 8. So, okay.
You're fast, bro.
Okay.
Well, he's sort of a combat dude.
I rolled I rolled my 5 dice. Todd has a 5 speed, and I got a total of 16, sir.
Okay.
So I'm well behind Erik, probably
You
You are quite average speed-wise.
What did
well
Torg get?
behind Mr. Fane.
Oh, target 19.
19, okay. And what about Mr. Fane?
Tiber Fane got a 24.
Nice. Okay. And then they get this and this.
With an arched.
All right, we go back.
I'm going
around.
full Steve Austin for you people.
Yeah,
Not
you
The
are.
Rock. Not The Rock. I was born in 68. It's Steve Austin.
Erik, I need
Yes.
a notice
Or Spock.
check, please,
A notice check.
if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. I'm good. I notice.
Okay. There are 2 other thugs in the room that were waiting for this group. So there's a total of 4 thugs working for Bamafet.
Okay.
There were 2 that were already here. And you notice that. And now you get your action. You can't, from where you're at, shoot him because he was able to jump back. So you're going to need to either maneuver or take down his bodyguards to get to him.
Okay, but the bodyguards are within shooting range.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and I can only use one. I can only shoot once now because I've done the double shot.
Fair.
Once. So, all right, here we go. A hit, a palpable hit.
And he gets 3, his armor's 3 points.
Okay.
So anything 3 or higher is a point of damage.
That's 3 points of damage. No crits.
So it's a 3 points.
3 points. No crits.
3 is not enough to knock him out. He's apparently pretty tough. Fane, you're up.
Yeah, so how far am I away from Bamafet am I?
So the way I work ranging this, as close as immediate, like, melee range. Near is kind of like a playground. Like it's a battlefield.
Quicker
So
question, can I get to him quick?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. So I am going to Coyote Ugly this onto the bar, and I am going to. I immediately this man is the reason that I need plastic surgery on one of my ridiculously chiseled abs, and so I leap off the ground and I am bounding across that bar almost like Neo style, like half along the bar, because I'm angling myself to just jump. And now I'm a knife fighter, so I'm going to leap through the air, and I am just coming down on this guy. I have produced a big old Bowie knife, and it actually has the lightning bolt on it.
Sweet.
And so I am coming down on Baphomet with my big knife.
So the only thing that's gonna be enough to do to make this work is I'm gonna need an acrobatics roll.
Yeah, you are.
That's gonna let you maneuver around the bodyguards and get in for your strike.
Uh-huh.
You got this.
I got 2 5s on that.
That's enough. So it's gonna mean you'll be 1 die down in your attack. So when we see it, it's also a better way to shoot an action scene when you slip a little bit when you go over.
Yeah. Because I'm human. I'm human.
Mean. Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah. You're Batman.
I'm barely human.
Right.
I'm allowed to make my share of mistakes. I only sang enough that you don't have to license the song.
Dude,
Appreciate that. Thank
dude,
you.
we got a ding last week for a song we didn't use, like some
Yeah,
sort
we
of
did.
like salsa song.
It was a weird Tejano
so
ska
weird.
song.
Yeah,
We didn't-
right,
So
right.
you
And I
trigger
don't
on-
think anybody's dipping in their pocket for Billy Joel right now.
you
Anyway,
trigger
go on.
your vibro blade as you do this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so energy goes across. Again, he's got expensive gear.
Mhm.
I'm not sure any of these characters has even seen a vibro blade.
Yeah, what the like? I'm Navad is basically like, what the fuck is that? Like,
And I turn towards Nevada as I'm flying through there. I go, yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and roll the hit against the guy. That's
So I'm rolling a
roll melee.
brawl melee, but I have to subtract 1 die for that. Yeah.
Correct, because you slipped in the bar.
Okay. I'm a slice and dice or knife fighter. Does that help me in any way?
So if you get a partial success, you use your ability and it will be a full success.
Oh, I got a full success.
So you don't got to worry about it. So
Nope.
go ahead and do your damage.
So tell me that again.
So that's going to be on the sheet under the weapon and the weapon summary.
Uh-huh,
It'll
uh-huh.
say- I forget how many dice you have. I think it's 5.
Okay, Vibro Dagger is a 4DE4.
Okay, so 4 dice.
Okay.
It's an energy attack. His
Yep.
armor only has a 2 against that.
Mhm.
So roll the 4 dice. Anything 2 or higher does a point of damage.
Okay.
What you're really looking for here is 6s.
Oh, dude, I literally got 4 5s.
ooh, baby.
All right, so that's going to be 4. Wow, that's hilarious. So he took 12 points of damage from Karen,
Mhm.
from Erik shooting him. That took him to 12.
Mhm.
You just did 4 more. He only had 16 hits. So you do the over the bar, come in, trigger the blade. 1. So go ahead and describe the hit that takes him down.
Okay, so I've been waiting for this day for a very long time. Okay, so I went out and I etched my vibro blade with the Bowie stripe, but on the other side of the blade it says Bam Effect.
So does
Right.
the camera catch the word?
Yes, as it's plunging into his carotid. So this thing is vibroblading into his neck. As can we say in the wasteland, what color is his blood at this point?
His is standard red. But so it cuts like cutting a turkey. It'll go.
Yeah.
smooth
So
through.
I just keep going, and then I'm like, smells like dinner, and I just keep going. But while it's happening, I turn his head to look in my eyes while I'm doing it, and just before I finish, I give him a little kiss.
Aw.
Poof, and then I take his head off.
Meanwhile, before he can pull it up triumphantly, while he's still being sort of horrific and brutal, the 4 guys with the submachine guns,
Mhm.
they hesitate because they're not quite sure what to do.
I imagine.
The next person to ask is Torg.
Oh.
What does Torg do?
Powder them.
Well, Torg, for one, is horrified but awfully impressed by
It's
Tiber
hard,
Fane's.
That's a
Yeah.
Torg-worthy kill right there.
it's hard not to be impressed. Yeah.
It's incredibly impressive, but
Yeah.
Torg, does not have pride and is not offended or threatened by such show of force. Torg also wants to show off, hey, Torg can play too. So Torg is got to take out those machine gun silly billies. But Torg no have cinder block, right?
No,
But Torg gonna show Torg need no weapon
you're just
but
gonna.
Torg fists.
Do
So-
your fists have names?
So the
Coheed and
fists.
Cambria.
Here's the thing: Torg's
Trinidad and
fists
Tobago.
change names after every person they've taken down to honor
Sure.
the last person that they've completely mangled and destroyed.
Sure.
So currently, it's Laverne and Shirley.
Oh,
Guys.
you killed Laverne and
You
Shirley.
killed Vernon Shirley? How dare you?
Torg killed 2 people.
Haas and
That
Pfeffer
went by-
Incorporated.
Yes,
Win by Laverne and Shirley, but we're not the Laverne and Shirley.
Did you
They
yell
were to them.
Spamazel when you did it?
They were to them.
She shamilled, she shamazzled,
Gotcha.
House
all
of
right,
Pfeffer
so-
Incorporated, bam,
Well,
all
well,
happened.
one of the two bodyguards is damaged. I assume you're going to go for the guy that took a hit already, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
so
definitely
go
going to
ahead
go
and
for the person that's already taken a hit. What I do is I rear back with Laverne, and then I rear back with Shirley, and I take both of them because they don't like to be apart.
Sure.
And
sure.
I shove them directly into the middle of the guy's face.
So go ahead and
Nice.
make a brawl melee attack with a 1 die bonus because they're a little fucked up about their boss's head being sawed off by your new buddy.
They're a little triggered.
A little
Yeah,
triggered.
yeah.
Triggered.
Okay,
Yeah.
so a little brawl
Fucked up the
melee,
blue bats, yeah.
and it's the number next to it, right?
Yeah. So you're
And
rolling
then plus
7
one, you
dice
said?
for
Okay,
bonus.
Cool.
In a perfect world, you get at least 2 6s because then you get to pummel them.
All right.
You got this. How appropriate for the bar.
I line.
Is that a
Oh,
good?
that look from last time be so gone. Torg it 3 6s.
Oh, baby.
That means you can use under advances there. You have the ability pummel. That means you can do your damage, and then you can make a second attack. So go ahead and do your damage once.
Okay.
And looking down there under your fist, that's 3 dice.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll them, and I'll do the dice for you. Just let me know what the numbers are.
We've got a 6 and 2 5s.
Oh man, so that's 3 points plus you got a crit. So roll 1 die to see if you get another 6.
Snake eye.
Okay, that's fine. That was plenty for a fist. You do a pummel, but you just did enough to take him out.
Plenty for a Fist is my favorite Mary Poppins song.
It's all about the English accent.
Does Bert sing that? Is it like
Plenty for a fist, plenty for a fist.
All right, so you only can attack a second time with the pummel the same person, which means you can hit him again even though he's down for free. And he's down, so you're just going to do more damage. I won't have you roll. But if you want, the way it looks is you just start beating him. You Harvey Keitel his ass.
Gotcha. So Torg so rev up from Laverne and Shirley punching that Torg decides that Laverne and Shirley not done yet. Torg really liked the Laverne and Shirley name, so wants to
Erik?
get a little bit more fun,
Erik,
and then just keeps
the
pummel.
2 guys in the room that you think were meeting with Memphis, who never fired, by the way. They just started to get up, put their coats back down, sit down, and start drinking their drinks studiously. The other bodyguard takes off his submachine gun and throws it down. I'm in the wrong bar. I am so embarrassed.
This isn't my office.
And he starts backing slowly
fuck
away.
this?
Is he allowed to back away?
No, he's not. I gotta send a message.
If I've learned anything from quality science fiction television, let him live. You create an enemy.
Yes, but kill him.
Yep.
And all of your enemies are dead.
No roll is necessary. So if you want to turn off his light switch, you can.
I would love to do that.
You and Karen end his story. And
Woo!
about as much time as it takes for Tiber to break loose the head. So as you do that, he's literally holding up.
Boom. And I hold up the head and I say, second round on me.
I was gonna do the same thing.
So let's say you both do it at the same time. And the tone was everybody's studiously going to not look at you. And when you do that, it breaks the tension and everybody cheers for you. Poor Dixon has to come out and drag the bodies away. It's his job.
Poor Dixon.
Sad Dixon.
Yeah, he's a very sad kitty cat.
He's also
Yeah,
got
kitty.
he's
What do you
got a
want?
sad name.
He says to Tiber, the back room is ready.
Thought so. And then so we head into the back room as if nothing occurred.
Yeah.
I grabbed the bottle of Pappy off the table on my way back in.
The rest of the bar is willing to play along with this obvious lie.
Yep.
That nothing occurred. Oh no, totally.
And I sheaved David Bowie.
And I turn to Navad and say, "That's what happens when you do your stupid ass."
Also, the lightning bolt is the lightning bolt from Ziggy Stardust. Nice. All right, so you guys go back to the room. You are now.
It's a Bowie knife.
Oh, for God's sake! All right.
No joke. There is a Bowie painting right around the corner from my neighborhood on a building, and it's Bowie as Bowie. It's hilarious.
It's a Bowie knife, but
it's a Bowie.
I'll say Bowie for the sake of the
The
joke.
four of you are now in a private room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The private room is also a little bit of like the back room at a bar. So there's like a pile of boxes of bottles and shit like that. But there's a table and folding chairs back here.
I actually at this point I'm kind of, that was fun. And it was fun, and I put my hand on Eric's shoulder and I go, seems like old times.
Yeah,
and then I offer him a swig from the Pappy.
I take the swig from the Pappy and just say, so do I even have to tell you what it is, or are you in?
I'm in.
All right.
Sweet. Let's leave.
All right.
Let's literally leave the bar. It took us 12 seconds to do that.
Because we're not doing the scene, there's people watching us that we can't just say that shit you don't know.
Right, yeah.
Look, I say I'm in. At this point, I go, whatever it is you're offering, obviously, when I say I'm in.
Right.
All right, let me give you the George Papard.
Yes. So on the walk, we get the details of the event. We go full Danny Ocean, and it's a montage of what's already happening, even though it hasn't happened yet.
So Stedman, what is it? Stedman
Heights Station.
So Stedman Heights Station requires a little delicate touch for us to get inside, and we've got this I don't know, a chip, a card. Something computery
output.
So you guys figured out what the media looks like. It's like the mini disc.
It's a data chip.
It's a DAT.
It's big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Torg thought it was a floppy.
No.
Don't copy that floppy.
And apparently, if we get in there and we put it in the right place, we might have an in against the
big
the film.
Nasty.
Yeah. Well, since my life pursuit has pretty much been, satisfied, I'm in for anything. So let me. What is it exactly that you need from me, and how can my certain set of skills be amenable to you?
We need your expertise at getting into places people don't want people to get into.
Well, there's two ways that we can do it. Are you guys up for a falafel? Because I know a great falafel place.
I fucking love falafel, baby.
Okay, let's do it.
We'll do a cross cut.
Always down for falafel.
We'll do a cross cut to a falafel place.
Yeah. So boom, they're sitting there, and it's like it's a goblin run, a falafel place. It's a mom and pop. And we're sitting there enjoying, and they're remarkably good. Like this faux meat, I don't know what it's made of because
it's impossible falafel. It's falafel.
Well, it's falafel. It's not actual meat because falafel is chickpea.
Right? Yeah.
It's not even that. It's impossible. I'm trying to think of one word that would.
It's falafel.
Thank you. Impossible.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
You keep asking me what to make. We make the batter and it comes out good. Yes.
You are this guy. So how's your sister? How's your sister? So he's intimate with these falafel goblins.
She's married again. Can you believe it?
I can believe it because her husbands keep dying.
No comment.
Fair enough.
You need more sauce?
I do. You got to try this sauce. Mwah.
So does Tiber explain? And I gave Todd. You should have some notes on this.
I do. Okay. So Tiber says there's a bunch of ways that we can do this. We could, there's that moment where he tries to be all cocky and go, you know what? we're going to walk in the front door. But he says we could try our luck and just try walking in the front door. I don't have any schematics on the place, so I don't know how it lays out defensively. Do you guys have any information on the defenses of this place?
We literally have only the name of the place. I've never
the name
been
of the
there. I've never
place.
seen it.
So I think the camera would go to Tiber's point of view. You look at your friend, the goblin monkey. The camera pans left to the 17-year-old edgelord, and then to the right to the enormous, not quite a troll, but good-natured person who just killed a guy with their hands.
We're not walking in the front door.
You're not seeing a lot of like tactical awareness here.
Yeah. So okay. So I think I know a guy. I think I know a guy. Is this guy? He's a provider. His name is Archie. If we can get to Archie, I think we can get the resources that we need to get in.
Torg wants to know if Archie good. Can we trust? Torg. I can tell you immediately. Blood, fam. That move, bar. Very, very impressed.
I like to brag, but yeah.
But Torg needs a little bit of assurance that your friend is solid.
That Archie's solid. Hey, look, Erik came to me. It came to me. If I'm going to offer up somebody, he's going to be 5x5.
Okay, Torg, trust. But if things go bad, and he end up being seed awful.
You can choke him with your braid. You can choke him with your rainbow blade.
Torg make joke.
Not bad. So if we find Archie, so I'm going to defer to the GM here. So he knows where to find Archie.
Yeah. He's actually got a proper shop. He unlike some of these places that wander, there's fixed places. Like the bar here is a fixed place. The falafel place is a fixed place.
It is now.
Archie lives in a settlement called Momont, which is a 5-day walk along the highway. Cars exist, but gas is.
While you're explaining this, I'm talking, but you don't hear my voice.
Right. We could take a car, but the gas is far too expensive, and we become a target because if you got something that can burn the gas, it's probably going to get raided. So we're probably better off on foot, even though it's going to take the week. You know what I mean?
Sounds good to me.
So we're hoofing it. Unless we can get some sort of pack animals. Hang on. I have an idea. So I walk us back to the bar at the row of motorcycles.
Yep.
And then I go, y'all know how to drive? Because I can get them all started.
Torg up for learning.
Does anyone have the drive skill? I have at least 4 dice to have a pretty good chance of not falling off.
I have 4 dice for drive.
I have 1.
Should I roll it? See if I can drive it?
What would that be under? Oh, that would be under athletics. Yeah, I got 5 dice to drive.
Okay. So the first step, before you have to worry about any of that, is how are you guys on tech skills? Anyone got tech numbers?
I got hack. I got pretty high hack.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because hack is actually used to get into secure places.
And a motorcycle is really secure.
Hyper lock picking. Well, they're not. They're just all chained together.
Okay.
So the skill you need.
Dude, I could pick that lock.
Oh, you? Yeah, like that's your thing.
Well, Torg could bust the lock.
So one of you needs to make a scavenge roll. Who's got the highest scavenge roll?
Not I, said the fly.
I got 1.
I have 0 in scavenge.
I have nothing. Yeah.
I have 2.
Okay.
So you have the highest.
So Tiber, roll with a 1 die bonus because you have help. So when you assist people, they get up a die. So roll the 3 dice. So you walk up and you examine the motorcycles.
Yeah, I have the highest I got is a 3.
Okay.
Ooh.
These do not look like functional motorcycles.
Oh, so it's all for show.
You think they've been installed to make the place look like a dive bar.
Okay.
So they've got a chain between them. You take a look, like that chain doesn't seem like it's there to like be able to. Oh no! Look, this one doesn't even have pistons.
So much for my big idea.
It was a fun idea.
It
We
was
were
a fun
going to
idea.
get the motor running and head out on
So-
the highway.
Let me throw the mechanics.
That's another content ding right there.
Let me throw the mechanics thing at you again. When you want to invoke a plot twist, if you had positive karma,
Mhm.
you could have made one of the bikes
Thank God I do.
by doing it. But
And all four of us can fit on that one motorcycle,
Yeah.
including but not limited to the 7'5" Torg.
We'd go
Oh.
full Muppet Man. We just
All
go
right.
up.
So it was a good plot. It's just the vehicles are pretty rare,
Uh-huh.
and turns out you just don't have the vehicles or the gasoline. So off you go. So very wide, expensive pullback on the camera because we're going to need to see the entire area, and we're going to have to model that shit. And the group is going to head around and then up onto the highway. There are times, depending, and we've gone over this before, where depending on where you are, highways are super useful because they're clear, or incredibly dangerous and slow because they're broken. If anyone's watched any of the When the World Ends kind of Netflix specials, because there are a million of them, one of the first things that's going to happen is things like, with no one maintaining the roads, they all become like this.
Watched it. I lived it for 4 years.
Ha ha. So you know. So this stretch, however, is pretty good. So you start heading down the highway, literally looking for adventure, as you said.
It just occurred to me that your scavenge roll should be off the fucking charts. You,
Well,
It didn't just occur to me.
so the way he's built is he's not really a scavenger. His job is breaking in. So you would hire him and then have a whole squad of people. And the guy in the expensive glasses would just go, you guys go and scavenge and carry the shit out and paving. He's got the more white collar job.
Gotcha.
So off you go. So I am going to need someone to roll a single D6 for me. Low is bad, high is good.
Do it, Shannon.
Anybody?
I got
Anyway,
Go ahead.
I
Get it,
rolled
Navad.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 6.
Yeah, you did.
excellent.
So that's
Nice.
high, right? That's high?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, without risking divergence into the discussion of opening pie restaurants, is anything communicated between the members of the traveling party during the next 3 days? It's about 5 days until you reach your destination.
I think we probably would tell the whole story of how Tiber and I met.
Ooh.
Now that we
So you
like
want
the background behind the job and what we were doing and all that kind
So
of stuff.
Colt, put them done on one, please. And I've heard someone tell me that you are capable of improvisation. So Erik, will you please fill in the details of that job and make it interesting? If it's good enough, I'll flip you over to positive karma.
All right. So there was an old dry dock where they had these giant old boats that they don't put in the water anymore. But somebody was hiding a whole bunch of old power in them. So we decided we were going to go and try and scavenge out one of these boats that had probably a year's worth of power supply. Well, the whole thing was a trap. When we got in there, we were being waited for. There were 6 of us and about 46 of them. The other 4 of them died pretty quick because they weren't as good as me or him. But he went looking at his face and the reflection of his knife. The next thing you know, he took a couple bullets to his stomach. That left me to hold off the other, 38 by myself while he was dying on the ground behind me. Now, I could have let him die and I could have just left. But, I had an awfully good day that day and I didn't want to walk home by myself. So I figured I might as well take care of business. So I flipped on my Musica. I listened to the entire Kinks picture book record. And while I was doing that, I took out 38 other men who wanted to get that power. Unfortunately for me, I couldn't carry old knife ass here and the power cubes at the same time. So I had to make a decision between whether or not I wanted this favor badly enough or I wanted a year's worth of riches. So I gave him the kiss of life, threw him over my shoulder, and brought him to the nearest county.
Let's go ahead and
I think what he's forgetting is that the reason I took that shot to the gut is I did the slow motion dive in front of him to block the shot.
Yes, but you actually did it in slow motion. If you had moved at actual speed, you probably would have been able to block the shot and not get hit.
Well, I did get hit so that you would not.
No, you still owe me.
It's
There's no way to reverse engineer this so that you don't owe me a favor.
I'm just being honest.
Man,
in the late afternoon of the third day. You have gone off the highway. It's gotten broken and rough. And you've come down and now you're on the frontage road. I need someone, so whoever's got the highest roll, to make a notice roll. Who's got the best roll?
I got 6 in notice.
I have 6 as well.
I think it's those two. I'm on 4.
So somebody can make it with a 1 die bonus because you get help.
I got 2 6s out of that one.
Sweet.
Okay, so you notice, and this is at far range. So far is described as over there. It's very Grover-esque. And you see a spider-like thing that's maybe 12 feet across,
Holy
maybe
shit.
a little larger, unfurl itself where it was hanging from the bottom of the bridge, and all of its little spider legs, huge spider legs, are actually like human arms
Ugh.
that have the bristles that spider legs have.
That's your problem.
And the head with all the eyes is partially a human head. So you're not sure if that was once a spider that mutated to be more like a man, or a man that became whatever that is.
So you're saying it could be man spider?
That's Archie.
It could no. It is a terrible, terrible monster. So the group has noticed this. I need everyone to make a speed roll, but I'm going to give you actions before it does anything up front, but I'm going to need your numbers for the second round.
So how far away is it, Mike?
It is at far.
It's at far. Okay.
16. Mike.
Who got 16?
I did. Eric.
Okay, thank you.
What? Holy crap! I got a 21. I'm faster than Erik. That's insane.
I rolled a bunch of 1s.
Mark the calendar, yeah.
Torg
29.
17.
17 for Torg,
29.
29. So first by a wide margin is going to be Fane.
That's my thing.
All right.
I'm fast.
There's,
But you can make your face look like Ghost Rider. So you can do that, but I'll just be super fast.
So it is coming towards you with hostile intent. Does Fane do anything?
Yeah, he's going to stab the crap out of it.
Well, it is far enough that you could use a maneuver to close it and just stab. Or you've got a gun too, right?
Yeah, I'm going to shoot the crap out of it.
Okay. Go ahead and shoot it in the crap.
And that would be a shoot, yeah?
Correct.
Okay, aim for the crap. I got a 6 and 2 5s.
Okay, you hit it
Right in the crapper.
right in its crap. Go ahead and do your damage.
So please instruct me on that.
So look under the weapon, and it should say how many dice of damage it does.
Oh, and that's the automatic pistol that says 5D.
So were you firing an automatic or not?
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and roll the 5 dice.
Add it all up, or look
Okay,
for.
so each one that's 3 or higher scores a point.
Okay, so I got 2 3s, a 4, and a 6.
Ooh.
Okay, 2, 3, 4, and a 6. So that's going to be all 5 points, and then the 6 is a crit. So roll the 6 again to see if you do more crits.
I got another 6.
Go again. You can do
Nice.
this infinitely.
That was a 1.
Okay, so you get your crit value and extra damage twice. So under the weapon, it should say crit.
Yeah, it should. Under the weapon, it should say crit. It says close, near, far, instant.
further on the. Okay, hang on. I got you.
It's the one just to the left of close.
You say that.
You say that, you big show off.
Let me take a look.
It isn't. So I literally have damage type, Q and T, close, near, far, and distant.
So it's 3. So it's 5 dice. The damage type is firearm. Your crit is 3. So you did 2 crits. So that's 6 more damage. You rolled 5. You did 11 points.
Yeah, that makes sense. That
So-
sounds like me.
He opens, just pulls out the gun. Probably does the fire as it comes out. You know, mid 80s Japanese import action movie.
Yeah. Like it's all arm, and then the barrel looks this big. So the barrel is like right here in the frame. And
Can
it's
it be
like
John
all-
Woo? Can you like slide by too? Where there's
Well, there's doves. There's doves.
If it's John, we'll make it John Woo, but that means there's some doves in the back.
Yeah, there's doves.
All right, so Torg. So the only bad news is that 11 points proportionally didn't seem to be a massive amount of damage to it. So it is huge. Torg, what do you do? You can close an attack if you want. And you have both melee and ranged weapons, but I think your ranged weapons kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
Torg got their big basher back, right?
Yep, there's a big basher. It's 4 dice with a 3 crit. That's pretty good. You want to run up and just smash it with your cinder block on a stick?
Yeah, Torg's gonna decide to just do a little run and smash. Torg is feeling very, very, very strong and powerful after Laverne and Shirley pummeled that man's face, and Torg wants Laverne and Shirley to go out strong and feels like if Laverne and Shirley can take out this spider, then.
So as you run up, the thing's arm is twice as long as you are.
Okay.
So there's that moment of, I'm not saying it would necessarily scare you, but there's certainly, this is not the thug at the bar, right? So as you run in, this is a massive fucking opponent. Go ahead and smash it in its arm.
Yeah, I want to smash it right in the arm.
And by the way, I'm
Right.
saying arm only because they are all arms, even the ones that are being used as feet,
Yes.
which is unsettling and terrible. Roll to hit, Torg.
Okay.
We just got off Cronenberg on us.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the
that's-
dark backward.
And
Well,
this is
they
this
dropped a
is
lot of
brawl.
cooking bombs. Yeah.
This is
Brawl melee.
okay. That's okay. It is. And
Yep.
then, do I add anything to it, or
No, you're just looking for 6s.
no? I need to how many I roll. Is that the basher or no?
In this particular case, you're just going to roll your straight number, which is 6.
Just okay. Okay. Cool. That was just double checking.
No, for sure.
Hot dog. 2
Living
6s and
in-
2 4s.
Okay, so that means you're going to be able to do your, if you want to, you can do your pummel again. So go ahead and roll your 4 dice. And just call them out and we'll add up the damage for you.
Ooh, 4 5 2 1.
Okay, and its resistance that's going to be 2 points of damage. Not great, but better than nothing. But you then get to attack again because you use your pummel once per combat. So roll the 6 dice again to hit it a second time. So you guys see Torg run up and just start wailing on the thing.
Ooh, 6s.
You had it. Now you can't do it again because you only pummel once per combat, but you do hit it the second time. So roll your 4 damage dice again for me. 6s are good. You want 6s.
6. I got 1 6.
What's the rest?
Oh, 3 3 and 4.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That was
that's
well done.
That's 4 points of damage plus the extra crit, which is 7 points that hit.
That's awesome.
That was much better.
That's way better than 2.
So
Does she get the exploding 6 on that too?
yes, roll the d6 again. Good point, Erik. Roll a d6 again. If you get a 6, you get more crit damage.
All right.
Yes, crits can go until you run out of 6s.
It's a 6. I I wish I could tilt
Okay.
this to show you, but I
Now
can't.
do it again, because if you do another 6,
Goes nuts.
You kill its family.
You eliminate its history.
I skin it and I wear it proudly as a
We
cloak.
return to 1995.
you've done 23 points of damage total. You take off that limb at the joint, so it's just hanging. Did you do it again? Okay, you can keep rolling until it stops rolling 6, which, the laws of probabilities say will happen, but
We are
There's
officially
no
in
way.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead, by the
Yes,
way.
There's
we
no
are.
freaking way. There's no freaking way.
okay. Wow.
5.
Okay.
I think you should be happy with what you got.
Yeah, that's
Holy crap basket. This is
So,
why you tune in, folks.
Navad.
yes.
Yeah, you have to follow that.
Yeah. So is it still kind of hanging from the bridge?
Yeah,
What's
a couple of its limbs, it's kind of like draped down, and it doesn't look as like mean and confident as it did when it started. It's got a look on all of its eyes like, I should have listened to my guidance counselor.
Right. Okay.
Sounds like you two opened for you.
So what do you do?
I'm going to start levitating towards it.
Okay. So
Um,
he literally raises himself in the air and starts moving in towards him.
Yes.
Okay. But no actual attacks this round.
No actual attacks. What I want to do is I want to get close enough to see if when it's more hurt, if I can kind of like grok what's going on in its mind. But
Gotcha.
I probably can't get close enough until next round, right?
No, you could. It's
Oh, I
almost,
could?
oh yeah.
Ooh, okay. I didn't realize I was I could get close.
So you can use the, oh no, you're right, because to change range categories, a move, which is a complex action,
Yeah.
you need to go from far to close, to near, sorry. So you do.
Near.
You knew my rules better than me. Congratulations.
All right.
man.
Yay.
Eric, hey, there's a guy right over there in the perfect range for you.
Yeah, except for I'm feeling a little jealous of my friend Fane. So I'm going to pull out my stabber and run as fast as I can, which is not very fast at all. And to try and do some also sick, like action 80s move, but there's no bar for me to slide on. So I'm going to try and do like a jump and turn my body and like plunge with the knife, but I'm horribly uncoordinated because I've got giant arms that throw my center of gravity all off. So really, I'm just gonna kind of flail.
You're like a 14-year-old. You're like all fists and elbows.
Yes, but I think I look super cool. I think I look super cool doing it. So I'm gonna do that and attack with my stabber.
Okay, so you can't actually get close enough to attack this round.
Okay, so I'm basically just running the whole time. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm twirling and stabbing at the air, preparing to stab in the next round.
There's a feat called hardcore parkour that lets you ignore obstacles when you go from A to B. Eric obviously has the reverse of that.
all core parkour.
Yeah, I've got nothing but core.
But
Softcore parkour.
Softcore parkour.
But now
That's right.
you and Navad are both close enough for you to interact with the next round. Everybody else is back at, oh no, because Torg charged in. So the only one that's hung back is Fane, who used his
Right, because he
gun.
used a gun.
Right. So
Because I used Iggy Pop.
I
Oh,
love it. Oh my God.
It's a
you are
pop gun.
out. You're out me charactering my own character, which is fantastic.
It's a pop gun.
so the
I
creature is going.
I love that motivated Erik to run in with a knife when like that is like so not your skill set.
It's going to attack twice. It's going to attack Torg once, and it's going to attack poor Erik once.
I'm just casually reloading.
I got a
Drinking some whiskey on the side with that glass of whiskey.
I got a near miss
It's
on
yeah.
Torg. Torg, what's your defense against slashing?
Spiders.
The second number on your armor, lower right corner of the sheet.
Against which one did you say?
The second one.
Slashing? 3.
Okay, I do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I got 2 crits. The monsters don't get the exploding dice like PCs do, but that's going to be 10 points of damage, my friend.
Holy Christmas.
Which means you take 3 injuries. So roll a d6. Oh, so the first thing you can do, by the way, is use your fortitude ability and not take one of those injuries. Sorry, the defy injury. Defy injury lets you just ignore one.
Oh, well,
Once
Torg,
per combat.
Torg
why would you want to
100%.
do that? Why would you?
So you only have to take 2. So roll a d6.
Okay. And what am I looking for?
Just whatever the result is.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is Archie's bouncer.
1!
Right.
So it goes, you mark the 1 on that track, or just keep track of the fact that you rolled an injury at 1.
Yeah.
You roll the die again. You just don't want to re-roll a 1, because that'll mean you're wounded. So what's the second injury?
Oh, you mean when I roll?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 5.
Okay. So you mark the 1 in the 5 box, although it appears misprinted. There's a 4 there, but the 1 in the 5, you know where it is. You don't take a wound, but anytime you take 2 or more injuries in one hit, you also have a condition. The condition I'm giving you is it dislocates your left shoulder.
Ooh.
So it's going to be very hard for you to do anything with that arm or use a 2-handed weapon like your basher.
Lethal weapon.
So it hits you, and that's anytime, just again, explaining rules. Anytime you take 2 or more injuries, you also get an effect, which is called a condition. So you see it hit her with that massive arm, and you can actually see Torg's shoulder pop out.
Oy.
Do you mean like this?
Just like that.
Oh! Yeah, just like that, but non-consensually.
Oh.
Amazing.
Yikes. All right, and then the other hit, now that you saw how bad that can be, Erik,
Yay.
here comes the big, oh, that is a miss.
Awesome.
Erik somehow rolling around and falling over with everything that he's been, manages to avoid the big arm that comes in trying to kill him. Fane,
Like me
you're
now.
up. You're up.
Yeah, so I'm humming "Lust for Life" as I've reloaded, or I've put the new clip on my automatic, and I'm gonna open fire again.
Just keep blasting, okay?
Yeah,
It's gonna be a shoot.
it worked before.
So the way I tell people how damaged something is I use green, yellow, red. Green is it's mostly it hits. Yellow is it's about half. Red is it's almost dead. It's red. It's in pretty bad shape right now.
Nice.
I did not hit.
Not even a 5?
Not even a 5.
Did you roll a 1?
I did not roll a 1.
That means your gun has jammed.
Look at my gun jammed.
Good. Jammed.
I'm like,
all right.
Iggy.
Yeah. So you can't use it until you use bodge to unjam it, which you can't do in combat.
Which you can't do in combat. So I'm gonna holster it. I'm gonna since I haven't done any move, I'm gonna start running towards it.
Fair. Okay. So Torg.
Take the jacket off. Hold on.
Love it.
You only get those kinds of effects here.
You are making people in the
I
chat
can't with the
scream, by the way,
jacket.
just so you know.
You just gotta imagine it. I'm doing it underneath the jacket.
I'll have nightmares. It's fine. I'll just wake up at like 3 a.m. Oh, my friend Jen's arm. Oh my God.
I'm double jointed on both of my shoulders. Oh, there we go.
Braggart.
Taking it off.
All
Taking
right.
it off. All
So
right.
what do you do?
There we go.
There's another room at the bar for that.
Yeah.
So,
more
Arm
money,
stuff.
Torg's,
Shoulder stuff.
disconnected shoulder. Turns out Torg is double jointed. So
Okay.
while it looks horrifyingly painful, Torg feels no pain and is gleefully just swinging around the dislocated arm.
Do you want to call the karma to ignore the penalty for the round?
Yes.
Okay. Because I totally buy that Torg is tough enough to go, yeah, it's dislocated. And Like,
And
that's fine.
point being.
So go ahead and roll to hit again with that melee.
Okay.
Smash it up.
And more like,
more
great. I'm so glad it's dislocated.
Yeah, right. It's called the Mel Gibson.
Gabby.
That beat's called the Mel Gibson. You get to pop it right back
I was
in
just
and
going to
shoot.
say, finally, it was all full lethal weapon moment.
2, 4, 5. Oh, one more. Okay.
I love
Dog!
you cat head. So you got a 6?
3 5s
Okay.
and a 4.
So that's a near miss, which means you're going to get to do damage, but you do half the hit points you inflict, which is still good. So go ahead and roll your dice for the weapon. So you're rolling 4 dice.
Hey, 2 6s and a 4.
Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, then 2 6s. Reroll the 2 6s. So we're at 9.
4 and a 2.
Okay, that's 9. Half round up is 5. It is at 1 hit point.
Ha
And
You're
the
welcome.
Todd,
Waves their dislocated arm.
Todd,
Notoriously
they set it up for you, buddy.
Okay. So I'm close enough.
Just read its mind.
I'm close enough to read its
That's
mind. but
awful.
I know that it's like it's messed up.
Oh yeah, you know enough that what you're going to hear is "ow."
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna blast it with Rend and just try to end this thing.
Okay,
This is the I loosened the pickle jar lid for you, and then I hand it to you, and then you open it.
That's,
So I'm-
that's
And
my
you're
whole,
like, victory!
my whole deal,
On
baby.
the positive end, Tiber, you've not seen a lot of mages; they're very rare.
No, I'm excited.
You see him actually pulling magic off.
I'm pretty excited. I mean, I saw Ghostface, but this is next level.
Now you've seen Killer.
Now you see me, now we don't. I'm on my
saying.
ghost face. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what am I doing?
You're doing your cast roll for Ravage.
For Ravage, yeah.
Okay, just make sure you can cast.
Asphalt for
Okay.
Ravage is my favorite Salinger novel.
Ooh.
I got a 5.
Okay, so that's a near miss.
Yeah.
So that means it's going to work, but have strange side effects because magic is
Oh,
what magic
great.
is. So go ahead and do your damage.
Which is I've got an outdated magic sheet. What's my damage on the
You know
that
what?
spell?
It's got 1 hit point, dude. So just tell us what it looks like. You unleash a big bolt of ravaging magic. What does that look like?
Yeah, so it's kind of like it kind of looks like when you turn on a camp, like a Coleman camp burner, and there's like a kind of a whoosh sound, and it's a blue, kind of a cool blue flame, and I say some mumbo jumbo that you can't quite hear. It does at one point. It sounds like I say the phrase "La Raquette." And then this kind of bluish flame comes out of my hand and spirals in and zaps it like right in the torso.
The thing drops and then curls up like a spider, even though it's human-style arms, which is just awful. And as it dies, a human mouth, the mass of all those eyes, says, "Why?"
Don't. That's
Oh.
no.
And it
Oh,
parries.
that's not. But I have yet to finish my flail, so I'm still moving hard,
It's
not
right there.
noticing that this thing is not dead or is dead. And
Yeah.
I'm going
dying.
to try and plunge my knife directly into its head to like.
Please
Finish it
scream.
off.
Please scream because while you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that because motherfucker. And so
Because
that-
that, I'm going to allow you to hit without a roll based on the law of cause and effect, because I think because is absolutely appropriate. So the blade comes out, you sink it in, and you end the thing. It twitches and dies.
So
and then I
question.
turn around immediately to Tiber and I'm like, huh?
Right as you do that, I look up to Navad and I go, respect.
I do some very ridiculous finger gun blows.
Oh, well, when you do that, the thing that you didn't realize is there's a side effect of that spell.
That was what I was going to ask. Okay.
You know that really
You
inexpensive
burn your
slime
lips.
that every kid that was about 6 got for about 2 years?
That
Your
what?
hands drip that for about an hour.
Oh God.
My hands drip what?
That like cheap, like dime store slime,
Oh.
that horrible green stuff you can't
You got
get out
some.
of anything.
You're sliming yourself. It's ectoplasm.
This normally doesn't happen.
All right, because we're near to a bio break, I'm going to give you a couple of quick things. We'll take a brief break. We'll come back for the second half and the end of this session. You will end up seeing that it has a layer. I will assume you're going to take a look at what's there. Somebody write this down.
I got you.
There are 12 chunks of trade. So just stop. So the way everything like this in this game is measured is salvage. That way I don't have to give you a list of like 12 good and plenties and 3 pairs of socks.
I wouldn't take either of those things, but go on.
Like 12 individual good and plenties or 12 boxes?
Full packs. I mean, is it
hate
fun
chocolate.
size? How does this work? Is it good and
Is it good and fruity?
Because
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Don't
Are
make
they Mike and Ike's involved in this?
Don't
Like,
make you roll on subtable A3.
He's got a Mike and Ike table.
So there's 4 chunks of mechanical salvage and 2 chunks of electronic salvage. The other small piece of rules stuff is every time you have a condition that's inflicted by an injury, the way you recover that is determined by what the condition was. In this case, you have to have the arm popped back in, which will inflict an injury but correct the condition.
We got you.
Because you have plenty of time to rest to recover the injuries, you just take somebody strong, or Torg, if you do it yourself, just bash your shoulder into something.
Like it's the first time.
Yeah. Injuries recover at 1 per 10 minutes. So nobody took a wound. So you just rest and you investigate its lair. In the course of like a half an hour, everybody's fine. So the conditions.
My hand stopped dripping.
Yeah, but within the hour, the hand stopped dripping.
Which is a Morrissey lyric.
Within the hour.
Within
my
the hour,
hands
my hands
stopped
stopped
dripping.
dripping. Oh, it was a dark day.
Mike, I want to make sure that we got I got the chunks right. We got 12 chunks of trade, 4 chunks of mechanical, and 2 chunks of what is it?
Electronic.
And that adds to the 20 that we had before, right?
Yes.
We
So
haven't
that's more than Torg can carry.
And how much did I spend on the
That's
stuff
like
in the
2
bar?
bottles
Like
of Pappy.
50 volts,
Okay.
What did we have before?
1,000.
Like
We had
1,000 volts.
1,000 volts, and we spent
Yeah.
50. Okay.
Yeah, you're all good. Okay, so we're going to take, and I don't know, do we want Colt to put up the waiting
The
screen?
please stand by. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so Colt, we're going to take a 5-minute bio break. Our team, having successfully done battle with a horrific spider person, that's not be
A
careful.
Cronenberg.
A Cronenberg, hanging from a bridge, found a small amount of what amounts in Nuked treasure in its lair. I take it that's been divided up amongst the other party members.
Yeah, just to take the load off of Torg.
I mean, the
Torg
mechanical-
appreciate.
the mechanical chunks are like big, like they're a standard chunk, like a chunk of trade is the amount that would go into a messenger bag.
Was it like a lawnmower
Sweet.
engine or
Well, mechanical is 5 times as big. So that
Cronenberg hanging from a bridge. Mechanical chunks. That's my favorite Doty album, actually.
wasn't that the second Bangles album?
Cronenberg hanging from a bridge.
I thought, wasn't that a Radiohead B-side?
I think it
Yeah.
is. I think it is.
The group continues on their way. And on the 5th day, you arrive where you were going, which is a settlement called Momont. So Momont is, if you're familiar with Central Texas, it's like one of those barely a towns along the highway that's half shuttered.
Like needles.
Yes.
Yes.
So the half that's not shuttered actually shows signs of life and population. but it's still a pretty desolate place. You've been here before, Tiber. You know that the people who are here are they're all like, was it Bert Gummer from trying to reference him, but I can't remember the name with the graboids.
I chin nod to him. I say,
Yeah.
"Hey, Ace."
Yeah, so there's a bunch of like people that are they own 86 guns and are they live here. It's a very armed community.
Yeah.
So
You said like Texas, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
Not much has changed.
hardcore. Yeah, this is like
It's actually gotten safer.
Yeah.
This place.
Yeah.
Yeah, this place is way safer than Central
Wait,
Texas.
Yeah.
Crime's way down from where it was pre-apocalypse.
you don't know whether to laugh or cry, right? So you head down to what was once a pawn shop,
Plato's a god.
and you can tell from a distance that it's been secured. It's been armored up. Extra security's been put on. It was originally a pawn shop, so it had the secure shuttered windows,
Mhm.
but they've actually put distancing, short walls with
6
razor
foot?
wire.
I was just gonna say.
Sure, 6 feet. It's going to ensure social distancing, and then you can come around and go to the door. You know from experience, Tiber, that he's got a camera set up. He has to buzz you in, so it's also a little bit like the underground jewelers in the movies, right?
Right.
All right.
So I look up at the camera and I just kind of shrug like it's me, and I wait for the buzz.
There's a buzz, and Erik, I think you would probably notice the gun ports. So there are a couple of gun ports here.
It makes me chuckle a little bit.
So there's no guns in them. So it's just a place where if they needed to defend it, they could. It's certainly the kind of place that you could defend. And inside, it's a lot like just a pawn shop, right? There's a lot of displays, a lot of crap in them. But there is a small display that's actually got guns and ammo, things like that. But Tiber knows that the stuff you want is in a back room and super secure because it's incredibly valuable.
Sega Dreamcast.
Right.
Archie carries essentially keys of all kinds. So physical keys, electronic keys, the kinds of kits that we'd use to do, run a bypass, that kind of crap.
Unopened box of Quisp.
For a pretty specific kind of thing.
And Quake.
Archie's there.
What's he look like?
Archie's a big dude. He looks a little bit like Norm from Cheers, except he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt that's really old and bleached out, so you can barely see a pattern on it. And it's kind of...
It's like lasted or went.
It went. He's a little wenty.
But via Lassiter.
Yeah.
He's got lumps, which don't seem to be entirely fat. So you think he is in some way mutated and hiding it in an almost moo expansive shirt.
Cool. So I go full Han Solo on him, like, Archie.
And so every time he comes out and he'll give you the hug, but he always turns away. So for some reason, he's very sensitive about that.
About hugging? He's not a hugger?
He won't do a full-on hug.
No, I don't expect him to, and I kind of know this about him.
Yeah.
But I make the gesture of warmth to appreciate the familiarity, and I gesture to my motley crew, and I say, treat them as you would treat me, my friend. It is good to see you. How is Anita?
So he opens his shirt, and Anita says hello. So he literally has a face on his stomach.
He's got a little quado.
It's the Elmer.
He has a quado,
Yeah.
and it's an Anita, and they
I
were
know.
married 2 years ago.
I know. I said Anita, and then I do the arm gesture again to give her a big hug.
So you know that when she's dominant, his head just goes limp.
Yep.
And she has control of the body.
She takes over.
So she's perfectly willing to give you the hug.
I know. Anita.
You
I'm
get
like,
the hug, but when she does that, Archie's head is just
Yeah,
like,
it just sort of lolls to the side like a broken bobble. So I give Anita a hug, and then I said I would have brought a Kugal, but we were pressed for time.
You're forgiven. It's always so nice to see you.
So nice to see you.
I always.
How are the kids?
Well, we're still looking for a way. And she tears up a little.
Oh, no. You will succeed because you know why? It's coming from a real place.
You know the problem.
I do.
Well, maybe if something can be done, I don't know. And
I'm not worried, but you could adopt. There are so many children that are feral.
And he quickly buttons the shirt.
Yeah.
I know you like her, and I know
like her. I love her. She's like a sister to me.
She wants me to adopt, and all that's around here is goblin kids, and I don't want to come.
Whoa! Sorry, Erik.
I kind of step forward and chuckle a little bit, and I roll my sleeve all the way up to show them my long and gorilla-y arm and offer a hand for a shake.
He looks okay, we're going to put game mechanics in the uncomfortable social situation. Yeah. Make an insight check, please.
All right.
Only we could do this in real life and hammer some of this shit out, huh?
Yeah.
Oh. Nope, no insight.
Okay. So he reacts with horror but shakes your hand and says, "Oh, God, it's not that. It's that I just wanted a little bundle that is mine, through and through."
No, I understand. We want. But sometimes love comes from strange places, Arch. Anyway, we're here for something else.
He points at his stomach and gives you a...
Yeah, no, I got it. I got it. I love her, but I know what you're carrying around with you. So
you have a need, or is this just social?
Well, need they be mutually exclusive?
They do not.
Exactly. So he pulls out the bottle of Pappy and he goes, "Brother."
He asks his tummy if it's okay, and you hear from under the shirt, "Go ahead."
So I pop a bottle and actually amongst my person, I have two gorgeous crystalline Swarovski crystal glasses that I produce. Bam, bam. I lay them down. I pull out two fingers. Boom, 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 boom. I cork that baby back up. It goes back in my holster. And I raise a glass and I say, "Slancha."
Slancha.
Clink.
Hammers it back. Mm. Oh.
I know, right?
Oh,
right? Right? If you could mainline heaven.
I feel so much better.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm under a lot of pressure,
I don't I don't envy you and your position in this world. We have a situation that could be actually mutually beneficial to all of us. And I defer to Erik.
So that this is the Erik?
Yeah, and I reveal one of my ridiculously chiseled abs with the scar from the gut shot, and I go, "We have Erik to thank for me being able to stand here and share a bottle of Pappy with you," and I button up my very expensive mithril and then I pull the Kansas T-shirt back down over it, and then I say, "Erik."
So Torg, that looks like battle weave to you, which is like super high-end combat armor. You've seen it once or twice in your trade, but it's like the rich guy that has one bodyguard that he's putting a lot of money into to keep him safe. He might outfit that bodyguard. It doesn't belong to that bodyguard. That guy dies, he takes it off him and gives it to the new bodyguard. But he's just wearing it. Good to meet you, Erik. I am Archie, and I am... the Keymaster. I collect tools for people like our friend here. They can use to get into places that people would rather they not go.
Well, in the interest of plausible deniability, my new friend, I will not tell you exactly where we're headed, but we could definitely use some tools.
I would need to know what kind of place so I know what kind of tools to give you.
Let's assume it's a military-grade installation of some sort.
You don't have to make a insight roll to see his eyes widen slightly? Really?
We are on a glorious mission that I cannot describe any further.
And then I give a shrug, like, this isn't the first time that we've had to keep things
Well, so this is a team that could do something like this, Tiber?
If I could describe to you the Cronenberg we just took out and the bar fight that we just encountered, this is a capable trio, albeit they look like something from Schoolhouse Rock. They are capable.
That was Torg's favorite show before everything go boom.
Amen.
Planet
Amen.
Janet is a galaxy girl, man.
That's what's happening.
Even the
Free
kid?
magical number.
I'm saying.
So you trust the kid?
I trust the kid. This kid is he's more than meets the eye.
All right. Well, the good news is I may have what you need.
I wouldn't be here if you didn't.
Bad news is the same bad news I give you every time.
It's going to cost.
Even with the friends discount.
What is it? What are we looking at?
Well, I mean, and the other thing is this may be a downside depending on how you think of such things. He's looking for, and he addresses there. He's looking for friend or foe tags. So these things, systems can read from a distance to determine in the battlefield, are you an ally? Are you with us? Or are you someone we have to use security against? I have some of those. They're old military grade. They have to be surgically implanted. They're not like something you wear. I have the skills necessary, but I'd have to cut you a little. And he points to his chest, right above the collarbone. They go here. I think the reason is they have to be able to read that you're alive, well, and moving, and they also draw power off of your system. So I'd have to cut you and implant them. I mean, the tags themselves. So he turns to Tiber, and he's clearly going into negotiate mode. These are an asset that I wouldn't normally let go. Could we keep this a friendly transaction? Would you maybe be willing to do a favor for me?
I, in a louder voice, respond, Anita!
He fails his willpower saving throw. His head lows back, and she just goes mum 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 through the shirt because he didn't unbutton it, and she brings her arms.
I unbutton the shirt to reveal Anita, and I go, this is the situation, and then again I defer to Erik. I go, this is a bit dire.
We think we have a way to get to them.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think that was possible.
Neither did I.
Is he trying to lowball you?
He's trying to do. We have money, clearly. I am willing to pay you handsomely. Erik is willing to pay you handsomely. Erik is willing to empty his bank account.
Well, hold on a minute.
Erik is willing to give up his purple jacket.
I mean, just
Erik,
no.
Erik is willing to pretty much leverage everything he owns to get what we want.
Crazy
so Erik is willing to be a servant to you from here forward. No, Anita, you know I love you. You know I love Archie. You know I introduced you to.
Yeah. I mean, he only referred to me as the lump until you.
Thank you. So I introduced you to, he wants me to be in his stead going forward. He does never have to ask me for a favor. He never has to. I'm insulted.
Oh, I know what that is. He's probably ashamed.
What is he ashamed of?
Well, there's a man who calls himself the Baron who's trying to take his business.
Oh.
He's probably trying to ask for help. I mean, if you have money, what are you trying to buy? Maybe I can tell you the price.
Erik?
The friend or foe patches with the surgical service.
So those reasonable markup, about 500 each. And he would probably offer to do the surgery for 100 each and then negotiate down and offer to throw it in for free. So
What do you need, Anita?
I think we could get rid of those for you at cost for a favor, which would be 1,000.
1,000 total?
Yeah, and I mean, if you could do us, I would get more sleep if he wasn't so worried about the Baron.
Okay, I slide over a piece of paper on the table, and I grab a pen and I hand it to the hand so that Anita can write a note, so that when Archie comes back, he can see what she said we agreed on.
I'm going to switch this back to positive karma. All right, so she spends about 5 minutes writing a note and asks for a second piece of paper.
I slide a second piece of paper over.
And she's getting a little intense. And she folds it up. I have no control over this, but please don't read this.
Don't read the note? Is that just for Archie?
Just for Archie.
I swear on my mutant mother's grave, I will not.
All right. Thank you.
You know I love you, Anita.
And at this point, the head comes back up.
Boom. So I hand him the note. What?
Dirty pool.
Dirty pool? My friend. My brother.
It's like you chloroformed my partner.
Wait, I needed to talk to the boss.
He starts reading. And he looks, again, no insight rolls necessary. She's clearly reading him the riot act in the note. And he looks humbled by the note. Without saying a word, he goes to the back room, comes out later, like 5 minutes later. We've got a little box that's like one of those fairly inexpensive, like fireproof cases that you put important papers in, but you got them at Walmart. It's like this big and they look like a fishing tackle box. He opens that up.
They have a lock.
Lock on it, yeah. Like a little
lock.
lock.
He said because he has one.
he opens it up, and inside it's got some foam, and it's mismatched because we're past the era of custom cases, sadly. And in there are laying 6 little chip things about that big. And he's got another box that's clearly a medical kit. And he pulls over a stool next to one of the counters, lays down the box, pulls out 4 of the chips, closes it, locks it, puts the medical box down. Apparently, 1,000 volts will be sufficient. And I'll be throwing the surgery in because we're such good friends and have done such good business. And once we have finished here, if you would like to offer to help me with my problem with my competition, I'd be very grateful.
May I? Archie, my friend, my new friend, there is nothing that would give us greater pleasure on earth than blowing the face off a motherfucker who has been giving you trouble. As a matter of fact, I would consider it a favor if you would allow us to go and do horrible, horrible damage to this individual.
He brightens a bit. Have a seat.
So I sit down. I'll go first.
So he literally is going to do minor surgery with the equipment in his little medical kit.
With no anesthetic, I assume?
He's got the spray stuff.
Okay.
So it'll be surface, but it'll still be painful.
I lean over to Torg and go, we have to find a Kugal.
All right. No rolls necessary. He easily has the skill to pull this off. Each installation only takes about 5 minutes, honestly. And he's got one of those staplers for the stitches. So all he has to do is make a small incision, find the right point so it touches the nerve, implant it. It's basically got a thing in the back that's like pulling a sticker off so that it implants itself. Then once it's in contact with the nerve, he folds it up, staples it shut. He says, well, I'm going to rub some disinfectant on here. You should be fine. Keep it clean. Don't go, splashing around in any radioactive pools.
I oddly have the taste of turmeric in my mouth.
Yeah. Well, and I'd imagine by this time,
Peaches.
the imminent surgery, you'd probably start smelling of roses fairly powerfully.
I give it off.
Yeah. The group probably doesn't know this. Erik might. One of his mutations is his sweat smells faintly of roses.
My sweat smells like tea roses.
Yeah.
I just kind of turn and look at you and be like,
I make you think of Billie Holiday when I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I just turn to look at you and go, calm down.
Really? Do you want me to? Because it suddenly smells like a New Orleans parlor.
Okay, do you know when you go to the bathroom and you spray over top of what you do?
You don't have to.
And after a while, the spray begins to take on the smell of what you did. When I smell those roses, it smells like shit to me.
So, Torg,
sorry I smell so awesome, Erik.
Because you have scaly skin.
Torg missed what you said.
He has a little trouble getting the installation done. Tiber, your knife might be able to make that cut easier than he could.
So I take out Ziggy Stardust and I twirl it and I go. I whisper to the knife. I go, "Be gentle with my new friend," and then I hand it to Archie. And I go, this should do the trick, and the electric blue kind of starts up around the blade.
He'll test it on the wood of one of the displays.
Well, you don't trust me?
Cuts. No, I don't trust myself. I have to find out how deep it'll cut.
Right.
I absolutely trust you. All right, so this should get through. You're a tough one, aren't you?
Diddle, diddle, diddle.
So he vibro
Very
blade.
tough. Wait,
Vibro
are
blade.
you-
Yeah.
are you doing something to Torg? Torg feel slight tickle on shoulder.
It's already over. We had to use a special weapon just to get through your skin, but it's all done. Oh, that's true, because you can even shrug off injuries. So it probably barely felt it. So even though
Yeah, no, Torg, it was like, Torg's like, did a fly fall and land on
even
my
though
shoulder?
we basically had to use a lightsaber to even get into you, you're like, whatever. And he passes the thing back. If you ever run across a little version of one of these, like for surgery, I'd pay a great deal for that. Navad, how are you with pain, buddy?
So I think Navad's
said it all.
Yeah.
Navad's take is he's kind of into pain because it's kind of metal. So it affects him. He doesn't shrug it off.
So you might get like
yeah, a little bit, but it hurts. I'm like, it hurts, and I don't think he actively craves it.
Like a tattoo.
Puzzle box, fucking pain seeker.
Like in the tattoo. Yeah, it's not Gom Jabbar level, but you're like into it.
Yeah.
It's not Jesus wept, like we're
Jesus wept.
So
Jesus
no problem.
wept.
You see him, dancing a little in his chair. He clenches up, he grabs the end. He installs it, no problem. Fane, you're a pro. He can just very easily, boom, 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 done. Super easy. So all four of you have now been tagged. He tells you, as far as I'm aware, and now obviously the systems that control all of this may have been altered, but I don't think so. And if they have, Fane may be able to fix that for you. But the way these work is if you're going to try to get into an installation, it should read you as friends, and at least some of the exterior defenses won't trigger. So some of the things like drones and autocannons. Now, once you're inside, if you're in a high security area, that's all you. And he points to Fane. That's all you from there. But these will at least make sure you don't get blasted to nothing on your way in.
Okay. Well, that's cool. You guys cool with that?
Yeah,
sounds good.
Torg usually don't need help, but Torg takes this help.
Yeah,
it beats getting blasted to bits.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Archie. Anita!
He fights it a little and the head fits back. And he opens the shirt.
And I put a hand beside her face and I give her a European kiss and I say thank you so much and I will bring you that Kugal.
Oh, we do share a stomach.
I do. You think come on.
Are you
So
are you going to help him with the problem?
you have consider it actually already solved.
She smiles.
Mm-hmm.
Some days, I wish I had more to me.
You have more than enough for all of us.
Yeah. She blushes, and you see Archie blushes as well, even though his head is like, oh.
Yeah.
And then the head pops back up. And he gives you very briefly a kind of were you flirting with my wife look, but kind of shrugs it off and doesn't say a thing. Just buttons his shirt, looking a little awkward. So the problem really is this man, he's only about a mile down the road. So anybody that would come here, it's easy enough to go there, and he keeps undercutting me. I think he's hoping to make a habit of going to him. He can't be making any profit. So I can't help but take it personally.
Archie, before we leave, do you have anything that might make a really nice fire?
Well, there's a guy here who makes grenades, so I know he knows explosives.
Yeah, point us in that direction. I have a feeling that this Baron won't have a place for us to send people to anymore.
Good Lord. I mean, it certainly sends a message. You know what? Don't tell me about it, but I'm going to lock up and I'll introduce you to Bob. We'll go talk to Bob. All right, come on. And he locks up and he literally puts, even though it's the post-apocalypse, he turns it over to closed. He's got the very bargain basement open closed. And then he's got the keypad below the camera you looked at, enters a code. You hear some beeping, and you see, well, we're leaving. Everybody move reasonably slowly. I've got a tracker on, and they've got at least one auto gun. I think the other one isn't working. Just don't run out of here. That would be bad.
Don't need to run. We're friends.
I don't think it would matter to Torg here, though. They can just come bouncing off. All right, so you move away, and you do see that there is an auto gun on the roof that's kind of trapped. All right, so he takes you around to one of the houses that, again, is all boarded up and is full of like kind of survivalist types. And before you even get super close, he yells, Bob, it's Archie. I got some visitors for you. And up top, you see some kind of a trapdoor open. The guy comes out, and he's literally got like 3 vests on with all kinds of pockets and all kinds of crap. And he's got a helmet. And he's maybe 60 and looks like, human chewed up gum. Very like leathery and creased. Archie, is it chess day? No, I've got guests here. I got friends.
Is it
you have
chess
friends?
day?
You don't have friends. You just have that thing. And you hear mum from the shirt. This is my friend Tiber, and this is my friend Erik. They need something. I think you can help. Really? They need to be blown to Kingdom Come? Because I can arrange that.
No, the word friend, didn't you understand?
I'm not sure how much he understands in general.
Fair enough.
But I've seen him blow things up just for fun, and I know to make money he sells grenades.
Okay, good.
We have money.
Money? Well, let's see. Hold them up. Hold up them batteries, them sweet, sweet batteries. Let me see.
So I'm just going to hold up the handbag that I've got.
That's a handbag. Show me the positive, negative, boy.
I'm going to open it up and hold up the...
Oh, they gleam in the light, don't they? All right, come around back.
All right, so is Archie going to come with us, or is this where we say goodbye to Archie?
I'm going to say goodbye, and you hear his stomach say, me too. I'll see you. And he intentionally lolls his head back, and the stomach says, I'm going to hold you to that Kugal. And then
have I ever broken my promise, Anita?
The head comes back up. My life is very complicated. All right, safe travels, and he goes back to his store. So you come around back, and he comes back out, and he's got a whole like the writer from the producers vibe to him. Very jumpy, hyper military, very paranoid looking older dude. He opens the door, but you hear like the 87 locks and latches. All right, so I saw the positives and the negatives, and what do you need? You need a grenade. You need.
I need something that causes a pretty good fire pretty quick.
How big you wanna set fire to somebody's ride?
I want about
somebody's child.
I want about 2,000 square feet worth of fire.
Huh? Oh, I guess we can be friends. So you want a whole building to catch
I
fire?
mean, in the interest of plausible deniability, I will keep it at 2,000 square feet.
And you want that to be fast, right? You don't want to set little fires and let them catch. You want boom.
Fast and hot, my friend.
Like speed metal.
Yeah.
All right. You have volts?
Yeah, I got volts.
Okay, so if you paid her 1,000, you're actually 50 in the hole as a group. Now you've got all kinds of trade goods, but no actual volts.
Is that true? I thought we had 1,500 and we spent 50 at the bar and we just spent 1,000, so that would give us 450.
1,000.
I think it was 1,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You do have all kinds of salvage though.
We've got a bunch of we got 22 chunks of electronics, 4 mechanical.
So what we need here to go lean back on game mechanics. Anybody have barter?
I'm so. I'm a 3, but I also could just try to spook him.
I have to stop spooking people. I have a 3 for.
Where would I find barter?
Left side of the sheet.
Left side, second under influence.
Actually, I have 5.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, you negotiate contracts.
Nelly.
So we can go ahead and do this abstracted, like we were talking about. Todd doesn't need to have to know how to negotiate in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, but Tiber does. So go ahead and make that, and you can roll with a bonus die because you have help.
I got a 6 and a 5.
Okay, so that means he is going to ask you for a bomb that big for about 300 volts. So we can do this after the game is over because you've got at least that much value in the shit you have.
Okay.
Because he made the roll, you can trade it for value. If he didn't make the roll, you wouldn't get full value. And if he did a bunch of extra, you might get a deal. But that's basically the way bartering works. So let's abstract past it without wasting a bunch of time.
Cool.
Point being, we have a whole scene we don't have to shoot where he's like, well, what about this? And by the way, I've got like an beat up graphics board. And do you need a bobblehead? And there's like a whole 20 minutes of that. And he comes out with he finally comes out with
I have a Jawa with a vinyl cape.
Well, that's about 5,000. Yeah. So he comes out with a thing that's the equivalent of a briefcase bomb.
Banto with a
mint on card.
Ooh, never been opened. And he gives you so he doesn't have a briefcase, so it's like in a pack.
Yeah.
But it's pretty heavy. And he's only got it's not a readjustable timer. He says, this is a 5-minute timer. That's all I got. It's all you're going to need. Place it, set it, and run.
And no questions asked.
Yeah, it's not only going to explode, it's going to do what you want. It's, you know what napalm is?
Never heard of it. I don't.
It's not quite that, but it's sticky. So it's going to burst and it's going to do some initial damage. But then sticky burning stuff is going to be all over everything. It'll burn the rest.
Cool.
Yeah, this is awful.
And we're off.
This is probably some kind of war crime. Here you go.
Thanks. Here we go.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for the napalm. Take it easy.
Thanks for shopping Crazy Bob's. Yeah. So you take the big boom, and he closes up, and again you hear the things go down. And so I'm looking at the time because we normally end around 10:30. So
let's go burn something, and we'll call it a night.
Sounds like about what's going to happen. So you guys head back to the Road of Tongues. He told you where the Baron lives. And this is the point where if my background was negative karma, I could invoke it to put some resistance on the road. But because you kept things positive, I can't do that. So you get from there to there. And in the distance, you see, and he told you, unlike where Archie's shop is, it's not in a community. It's a building by itself. It used to be a tire place. So a fairly solid building, so a pretty good structure to build something like that. It's also reinforced, not as much as Archie's place, but you can see why it was the place he chose. And it looks about right. It is a little smaller than what you thought, but what you're carrying would certainly do the trick. There is someone outside on guard, but it is possible somebody with decent stealth could get close enough to plant the thing without being noticed.
Oh, I have super decent stealth.
I bet you do.
I have 6.
Oh shit, you've got a stealth suit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to take off the cool shirt because it relies. It looks a little like the.
Or just I have to zip up my jacket.
Yeah.
Does it look like there's anything valuable in the place that we would want to take before we burned it to the
I
ground?
like how you think,
You
Erik.
can't see from the outside.
This is why I jumped in front of a bullet for you.
Thank you.
So you can't see from the outside. It would be of most value if you could arrange it to Archie. So possibly if you could do this without destroying everything and give it to Archie, you would then end up with money, or he would owe you. So anytime you needed something from him, you just say, by the way, we just delivered, the Baron's stock to give us what we need, which would be
Are we close to a deli where we could get a decent Kugal?
Or make one. I mean, there's noodles and raisins everywhere, right? Like it's the thing that we can
an
do.
off-screen subquest between session 1 and session 2. It's gonna blow up the
Fair
building.
enough. I'm not opposed.
Tiber, would you like to open a Kugal shop after this is all done? We can talk
I'm not
about.
saying I want to open a Kugal shop, but I am saying we need a Kugal.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do.
Torg agrees. Kugal is needed.
Torg speaks as if they were like the Kugal monster.
Torg is Kugal. Kugal is Torg.
All right.
Ah,
Devon.
K is for Kugal. That's good enough for me.
So while these guys are what they're going to do with this bomb or whether they're going to bomb it or not, Devon is just going to stroll up to the door and just ask to go talk to the Baron.
so the group will see you walking away.
Yes.
You can choose to intercede or let Devon just roll up. There's a pretty good chance that he's already been noticed, because at this point you would have stopped to talk just outside of detection range, but he just strolled up. So like the guy at the door is looking his way now. What
Is there a back door?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think maybe Tiber should do a little bit of backdoor action.
And the back door is also where the tire yard
That's
would
the
have been.
third room. That's the third room at the Nine Lights.
Where all the backdoor action happens. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
that's it.
Wow. Do we still use phrasing? Yeah, so the back is where the tire yard used to be, so there's lots of places to hide. It's ideal stealth. So you want to drop stealth, and
Yeah,
your stealth suit even comes with quiet shoe.
yeah, it does. Do I need to roll anything?
Well, let's hold off on that. We're going to start with Devad rolling up.
Yeah.
The guy at the door. Welcome to the Baron's Den. For all of your hacking needs, you bring money.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Okay. I don't have any money on me. So
Well,
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put my death head on and say, "Take me to the Baron."
make a intimidate roll at a 1 die bonus.
Okay.
This is funnier if you fail.
So much funnier if you fail.
I got 1 5. I got a partial. And I rolled 7 dice.
Make it insight roll.
So it's a really cute Ghost Rider face.
Yeah, it's a smiley Ghost Rider.
It's kawaii. It's a kawaii.
It's a kawaii. It's a kawaii. It's like big, like doughy eyes with sparkles.
Oh, this is hilarious. I miserably failed my insight roll.
I will give you the option to spend your good karma to make it a success.
Please don't.
Say what? Don't? Did you say don't?
I just want to see what happens if you have to just have to turn around and walk away.
I'm gonna save the karma. Let's save the karma. And it's just a mess. I'm just like,
You just walked up to somebody, your head exploded into a flaming skull, and then you went, I'm good. I'm good.
You got any money? Nope.
Peace out.
His reaction is to say, this kind of thing is exactly what I'm hired to not take in to see the boss.
Oh my God.
He doesn't even pull anything. He says, he leans in and he sounds like worried about you. You know I have a gun, right?
yeah.
And the fact that you're still in flaming ghost head is killing me. You're just like
sad flaming ghost head.
You're fumbling. You're fumbling. You're like.
He pats you on the shoulder of your hoodie.
Okay.
You wanna try that again?
Sure.
Okay. And he goes back and he stands like he hasn't seen you.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So at this point, I'm going to try to up it a little bit. And I'm going to cast Terrorize. And I'm going to try to mind freak him.
Okay. So the way that works, you have to use the lower of the 2 required skills.
Yeah.
You're going to get a 1 die bonus, because not actually a 1 die penalty, because he's not afraid of you at all.
Okay.
The 17-year-old kid you just hugged, you're not afraid of.
They're like,
Yeah.
with his head on fire.
This is a Shane Black lackey.
Yeah. So, what'd you get?
I haven't rolled yet.
Okay.
Oh, I got a 6.
Okay, so it works. No, I get a willpower roll.
You get to roll his willpower.
Yeah.
Say, right?
So he stands stoically, shakes it off. That was much better. Are you hungry? Meanwhile, Tiber, you're sneaking around back, right?
Hold on.
Yep.
Pause. Mike,
I need
do I
a
take
stealth
a
roll?
Mike, do I lose a hit?
Yeah, 2.
I lose 2. Okay.
Yeah, yes, the cost of the spell.
I hurt myself.
No, you've got the material advantage. You could
So
use
I got
one of the things in your pocket to offset the cost.
I got a 6 and a 5.
Okay, so while this is all going on, you, like a shadow moving across the land as the sun goes overhead, you slip silently and unseen around back to the tire yard.
By stark and stunning contrast as to what is happening at the front door.
I so want this intercut.
So what do you do?
So I'm gonna. Do I have the sticky bombs?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go in back. First, I want to do a quick survey to see if there's anything that I could stick in one of my cargo pant pockets of value.
Okay. Well, I can tempt you by using good karma to put something really neat where you can grab it, or we can just roll.
Ooh.
Good karma can be used to like do a little plot.
Let's karma this crap, dude.
Okay.
We're like we're like 10 minutes from wrapping. Let's karma this.
All right, so you find something valuable that's mounted to the upside, and you pull it out, get it away.
I like how big that
It's actually written on the side. It says something valuable.
of value.
You find a good place to stick the bomb. And there's actually, like, the back had a garage, and they've kind of permanently sealed it. But the bottom part never seals permanently, and it's not like they had caulk.
No.
So you could literally slide the bomb under that door.
Okay, great. So I slide the bomb under their cock, and I do a cock slide
Through the back door.
Through the back door.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
like a shadow in the night.
Sure.
So I slide it. I pocket the thing of value, and then like like so much smoke dissipating underneath a lamplight, I slip back out. Now, is it a detonator activated bomb, or is
It's
it
a
something
timer.
I have to like pull a pin on?
It's got a button, and then they said 5 minutes.
Okay, great. So I sit there for 4:58.
Sure.
And I just sit there for a second. I sip some Pappy.
You want a Michael Bay pull away? Is that the?
Yeah. While
Okay.
I do this, so that I can walk away as
Right.
it explodes behind me.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
So these guys know that what's going on.
Yeah.
I do this.
Does
And
Navad
then-
know what's going on though?
No.
He's about to find out.
Yeah.
So I slip out the back with 2 minutes to spare, and I walk around front, and I go, "Hey, Navad, we have that thing."
So before that, the guard at the door offers you a piece of a candy bar. And you
Candy
see
bar?
It's been made recently,
Is it a
Yeah.
Zagnut?
and they've rewrapped it in like an old. They've saved the wrapping, and they keep making new candy bars and rewrapping them.
This
Is
is
that
there you go.
chocolate?
I was just gonna say, is it chocolate?
yeah.
It
That's what,
is in fact chocolate.
Oh no.
Oh no.
no, thank you. I don't eat chocolate.
Oh, Muslim?
No, it reminds me of when a man died inside my mind.
And as you say that, Tiber Fane comes around the corner. You'll hear that shit, by the way. You hear him say, "It reminds me of the time a man died inside my mouth."
And I said, "Hey, Deathface, we're late for that thing."
And
Oh,
we cut back to the timer going beep, beep, beep. And then the two of you, will you pull him along to give him the idea we should be walking
Yeah.
peacefully away?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let my face go back to normal. Slowly.
As you're walking away, the guy at the door says, "Just keep trying, man. You'll get it."
Thanks.
Boom. So the two of you
And then
need
he
to make
explodes.
reaction saves.
Reaction save?
Yep.
I got 2 6s. I'm good.
Robert.
I got 1-5.
Okay. So that does mean you catch a little. So you're going to get the impact in the back a little.
So my hair
Probably
goes.
he was-
Poof, poof, poof.
He's pushing Nevada along.
It singes like a quarter of an inch of hair.
It
on
makes
the back.
my duster kind of blow forward.
Erik and Torg, Navad, from where you're sitting, distracts the guy at the door while Tiber goes around back, sets the bomb, comes back to tell him the timer went, and it looks perfectly executed from where you're sitting.
Man. Nice.
And then I lean over to Navad and I go, "Just don't say anything."
Okay. I tried to Leroy Jenkins that so hard.
All right, so the group is reunited. The Baron's budding business is destroyed. Everyone in that building is dead.
Yes.
It's going to be a nice boost to Archie's business. If it wasn't already negative karma, you might get negative karma for the blow up everybody in the
For
building.
destroying a man's livelihood and
Yeah.
his coworkers.
Hey, it's all in good fun. I mean, and we're just trying to help a friend.
It's just like we just absolutely murdered a bunch of people on
That's how business works, kids.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
yeah.
grow up. Grow up.
Yeah, it's not personal. It's just business.
Grow up. 17. I get it. This is how the world works.
So at
Yeah.
the end of episode 2, you now have the code and you now have the friend or foe to get within the military installation. Episode 1.5 will be off screen, which will be
The finding of the Kugal.
The Kugal, yeah.
And then episode
Can we do a one shot where we just are looking for Kugal? Like a
I got
20-minute one shot?
Maybe I'll do it as a choose your own adventure.
That'd be amazing.
We
And
gotta
next episode, we're going to launch directly into the getting into the military installation. So before I hand this over to Mike, thanks so much for playing, Todd.
Thanks
You
for
were
having
great.
me.
And so I guess we're going to go, we're going to hand this one over, Colt, to Mike for the end.
Yeah, so we wanted to thank Colt Joyce, our technical director, and Andreas Fabis for being our narrator, Qui-Gon Bowers for being our moderator on the chat. Obviously, Todd Stashwick, once again, for being our guest for episodes 2 and 3. All of you guys, thank you so much. And please follow us at twitch.tv/819entertainment. Come back and see us next week